Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very special episode. We have Mark Cohen, the #1 mortgage broker in the nation, on the show today. Mark, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me on. It's quite an honor for me.
Well, it is an honor for me as well. I should also note that you are also the #1 non-QM mortgage lender, and we've got 25,500 loans closed at this point, totaling over $15.75 billion in helping families. That is
Well,
incredible.
well, it's been several years, so that's why the numbers look like that. It's in several years, and I want to acknowledge the amount of years, but it's 36 years in the business.
Well, that is amazing. Congratulations. That is a lot of help done. And this is obviously a marquee episode for us, you being the #1 lender in the nation and us only really talking to mortgage lenders. Normally, I start off with your background. How did you get into the business? But I'd like to take a little bit of a pivot on today's episode. And I'd like to ask you about running. I know that you are an avid runner, a long distance runner, and it takes a ton of self-discipline to do that. So what's your favorite distance to run?
My favorite distance is about 5 to 6 miles. That's I'm 64 years old now, so I've got nothing to prove to anybody, just to try to stay in decent shape. So I run, and I've augmented that with a lot of weight training and yoga and so forth. And so just try to. I actually got back into playing tennis last weekend, which is a lot of fun. So I'm going back to tennis. But my problem with tennis is that my daughter, who's all my 3 kids are very good tennis players, varsity and walk-ons in college. When she was 9, she killed me. So it took me out of the loop for a while. So I finally got the nerve to come back to start playing again. So I'm back into it.
That is amazing. Well, congratulations. And I have that coming. Everybody's talking about pickleball these days. Who knows?
I've not played yet.
No, me either. We'll leave it to the trendy kids, I guess.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Exactly. I can still run
yeah.
and move around. That's what I'll do.
So I'm also a runner, and 5:30 the alarm goes off. Strap your shoes on. Not always easy every morning. I think self-discipline,
especially where you're located, you got to take a lot of discipline.
You get your tube on.
Zero those frigid mornings.
It's brutal some days, but it comes down to self-discipline.
Absolutely.
And I think that translates over to business very well. So I'm interested in your thoughts on how running and self-discipline with athletics has translated over to your business, and any parallels that you can draw for us there.
Sure. With this business is a long-term game, and you don't get instant satisfaction from getting a lot of business up front. So it's taken time to cultivate and develop relationships with people and trust and so forth. And if you do the right things, communicate, be honest, know your products, be available, things will pay off for themselves. Same thing with running or any exercise or any other endeavor. You just have to follow the program and just be open to ups and downs, which are inevitably going to happen. Injuries, losing loans for no reason at all. It's just it's this long-term game. It's just this way it is.
And cycles. But you mentioned having a plan to follow. And I'm interested in the plan that you have in your business. So first off, where does the majority of your business come from? And then what plan do you have in place in order to make sure that business just continues to keep coming in the door?
Well, I have long-term relationships, a lot of real estate brokers, old clients, CPAs, business managers, and I obviously market them heavily in the sense I have a newsletter that goes out that's disciplined every week, and then a monthly newsletter comes out the first Saturday of every month, and it talks about it's all handwritten by myself. I have input from my marketing person, but it's factual and it's pretty well recognized and get a lot of compliments on. So that's the discipline where out of sight, out of mind. So that's what I do, and then follow through with people and do a good job. That's your best marketing is doing good jobs, because I get a ton of business from people who introduce me to their friends. Hey, I just bought a house, Mark did the financing, you should really use them. And it comes back several fold. So it's just being consistent. That's the whole thing in life and anything. You can't, and it's easy in this business, and I'm no exception. Yeah, it's a little slow for a day or two, and you got to realize that the market's not you. It's just the market conditions right now, because it is more challenging for everybody, for sure. And anybody doesn't tell you that's lying. But you just got to be consistent and be confident in yourself over time that you'll win out.
I could not agree more. And it's the work that you put in the hard times that always creates the greater returns when the market turns and the market is good.
Right, because the times will get better, and I think we're getting towards the top of the interest rate market here, and this business has been obliterated by a lot of mortgage brokers consolidating, going out of business, and also a lot of large banks, U.S. Bank letting people go, Wells Fargo not wanting to really loan anymore. So it creates opportunities. Not that but they're tough, and you got to just seize them when you have the chance.
Yes. Now, to go back to your newsletter for just a second. So you write a newsletter every week by yourself consistently. Is that going out to past clients and past customers? Does that go to your...
It goes CPAs, business managers, new clients, old clients, real estate brokers. It's about a 6,000 or 7,000 person list. And it's the reviews are good, but it's just out of sight, out of mind. So if it creates from old clients, it's got a call from an old client just now, an hour ago, just, hey, I'm buying a house, a second house up in Northern California, and I haven't spoken for 5 years, but I just reminded myself, I read your newsletter the other day there. So it pays for itself right there.
Oh, absolutely.
It's very cost effective to do that too, because in the old days, postage and this and that, the snail mail, and it's hard to. And I've been in the business so long that used to be the means of communication. Just the game's changed a lot, And also, one other thing you have to do is adapt to the. Getting back to your questions, you got to adapt to the environment. So you got to know what loans are popular. Be ready to be able to do construction loans, HELOCs, hard money loans. I never really focused on those until the last 2-3 years that much. Now it's a heavy part of my business.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Product market fit.
Yeah, and also one other thing in Los Angeles, with that, I don't know if you know about it, but there's a property tax on houses above $5 million, and that's really had a really negative effect on expensive homes in LA. Now, obviously, you're gonna have people buying houses for $60-70 million, without naming the entertainers' names. Doesn't make a difference. But for the general of thumb, though, the sales are way down. So you got to pivot and adjust to what's hot in the market, first-time buyers and things like that.
Excellent. And will you do that through your newsletter? Like one a week? I mean, people struggle to find content for one a month. How do you come up with those ideas? Is that part of the pivot? You're just letting people know about different products?
Different products with some recent illustrations of some deals that close, what we have to offer, and so forth. It takes an hour to do. It's we have it down pretty bad. So
that's time blocking. Amazing. I'm interested in referral partners. We normally see when we're, helping people in the mortgage industry, you've got your past customers, you've got referral partners, and then you've got marketing and advertising. Those are kind of the 3 pillars that you can build on top of. So I'm interested in the referral partner pillar in your business, because you mentioned a whole swath of people. Most people are just going after realtors. You're doing CPAs, attorneys. Can you talk to me about how you build those relationships?
It's built over time, and they are more challenging, real estate attorneys. And fortunately, I had a lucky break, believe it or not. It's been 30 years ago from a bank, big entertainment bank in Los Angeles, City National Bank, and where they didn't do real estate loans that I got in 1987, 88. So this is, going back, but that's how I got my start in the entertainment business, because they referred me all their business, and it's a big bank, City National Bank. It's a Canadian bank, RBC.
Yeah.
So they referred me for years, all their business. So I met dozens and dozens of business managers, and to this date, we're all getting older, but I still do business with a lot of them, and their colleagues and so forth. So that was that really helped my career start to blossom, if it has, is by being connected with a lot of CPAs and business managers. So that was you get like moments in time that are important. That was one for me.
That is amazing. And another little sliver of the market that you've identified and been able to find a niche and service a niche and do a good job for people. And that's where the referrals come from.
Yeah. One thing I have to work on, though, is I do some commercial loans, but it's a different animal, and I have to get stronger in that. But right now that's not really the avenue, because there's the market's dead. And same thing with apartments. So I'm comfortable with where I'm at. Just you have to stay steady and consistent, and better days are ahead. So the adage is that if you can just stay even, the strong will get stronger when the market turns around.
Yes, that is absolutely. I'm interested in your philosophy. So you mentioned a new market going after commercial. When you look at a new project like that, because I think everybody in the mortgage industry right now is looking at pivots, niches,
Everything.
Look at everything. How do you approach a new project like that and map it out so that you've entered so many of them so successfully over the years? Do you have a process that you go through, or how do you look at a project like that?
Well, just in general, there's nothing specific project in mind, but I have some people who are commercial lenders. Talk to them and see what's going on and the financing. I have a friend of mine who's a pretty successful commercial mortgage broker, so I would be doing partnering up with him on deals, because his expertise is far and beyond mine, and I would conversely, he gives me his residential deals.
That is so. That's a common trait. Find a person who already knows how to do it, make a partnership so that there's leverage, and then give back.
Yeah.
Make sure that there's value on both sides of the plate.
Absolutely. That's exactly the philosophy.
Amazing. We've been through the database. We've been through referral partners. Could you talk to me a little bit about marketing and advertising? Do you do any larger scale outbound advertising?
What I do is I advertise. I'll tell you exactly what I do. LA Business Journal, like once a quarter, and that's a popular publication. I have my mailing list. I advertise the once a week in the Caravan MLS thing. It's $4 a week. It's nominal. What I do heavily is, and I spend a decent amount on, is social media. Now, 4 years ago, that was not in my vocabulary. I just didn't know. I mean, and I was at dinner with a friend of mine who's a real estate broker, two real estate brokers, and they both said to me, "Mark, we love you, but we want to help you out. So you really have to get involved in social media, because it's doing wonders for us." So I found a person who's been really good for me to do it, and I have a pretty big. I'm on LinkedIn and on my social media page, and it's paid off because people see it and they see interviews like this, and people can identify with people that can see how the personalities are, and pretty easygoing, and I know what I'm talking about. I'm straightforward. So you learn a lot by watching the interviews of people and what their personalities are. I'm not a overly slick guy, just hardworking guy. Rolled up sleeves here.
There you go. Right on.
Definitely.
That is amazing.
That's so I'm big. That's been a big avenue and a big improvement for me, and it's really helped a lot. But I'll go back to the same exact thing, though. You can do all that all you want, but I'm here all day long. It's like easy. Well, you should just be out of the office and with real estate brokers. But, you know, best results in business, any business, are good results for your clients' deals. Word spreads quickly, good and or bad. So you do a good job, and it's a strategy. Things come back, because I can be out of the office now and not be here for 5 hours. Hey, I'm lunch, this, coffee, with that. That's all good, but the 10 loans I have they're closing this week, if they go south, then those clients are done. So
Yep.
it's
I always say
slow process.
a closed loan is the best source of business.
Absolutely, absolutely, and communication, and I'm always take out the time to call the people up, write a nice little thank you, wish you health and happiness in your family and new home. It's like little things like that, and people like that. And I'm also getting more into the Google reviews, which I'm not 100% sold on, but I think it's been watered down a little bit. But anyway, I do that as well.
Awesome. Well, you and I can have a conversation about that, because that's I'm that guy. I'm the Google reviews guy. But anyways,
All right, well, we need to talk about that then.
so another conversation for another day.
Sure.
Thank you for being so generous with your time. I do have so two more questions, if I may.
Sure, of course.
I speak to so many mortgage lenders that struggle with social media, or they will pour hours and hours into time to create content, put it out there, and just flat. So, with you going through this relatively recently and over the last 4 years, going from almost no social media to now getting business from social media, what would you say are the three best learning opportunities or the best learning moments that you've had with social media?
I'm not a big tech person, to be very honest with you. So I found a very good marketing person, and who connected me in with professionals at that. So I spend a decent amount every month. But you know what? It's worth it to me, because I don't have the expertise. I'll be the first person to admit that. So it's a different form of thing. And I mean, I know how to get online and do the stuff, but I've connected myself with professionals who do that for me. It costs more money, but it comes back 3 or 4x for that.
Well, you can't complain about that. My good friend Carl White has this beautiful presentation. He says if you don't know how, you got to know who, and it sounds like you found a beautiful who for that.
Yeah, exactly. I've been fortunate. So
Awesome.
no secret. Just tell them what you want to do, and you're in good shape.
Well, that's phenomenal advice for everybody out there. My final question: we are at breakneck speed with technology, artificial intelligence,
Yep.
all kinds of changes coming to our industry. I'm wondering what your opinion is on how technology is changing the business, and what are you looking for in the future?
I think it's scary for everything in life, what's going on. And you have sort of AI now with a Quicken loan. Some of these, the technology is just so quick, and loans approved, not approved, and so forth. So I sort of want things to stay steady and not move. But the types of loans I do, I think, need a personal touch on it, so forth. So I think there'll be always a need for it, but it's being phased out. I mean, these things, computers are more and more valuable in the workplace now. So we'll see. You can see how you can. I've never used it, so I write all my own stuff. But you can. I was with my son the other day, and I said, "Show me a sample letter for the status of the mortgage industry or the bond market." And in 2 minutes flat, there was a great letter. So it's scary. I mean, it's just really. I'm a different generation. You're a young guy, but it's just different generation. It's hard to really comprehend what's going on for me.
It's and it's unbelievable how fast it's moving.
Yeah. Well,
One
the COVID situation changed. There's a whole generation change in 2.5, 3 years. Just expedited things, and it's been a crazy experience for everybody to live through.
Oh,
You still feel the ramifications, after this is over here. And it's constantly changing. Everything's changing.
yeah, I could not agree
So
more.
you snooze, you lose in life.
That is very well said. Well, Mark, thank you again for being so generous with your time. For all of our listeners in the mortgage industry, where do people go to find out more about you? Where do people go to get more information?
Let's see. I'm on the webpage, cohenfinancialgroup.com, or my email address is markcohen@cohenfinancialgroup.com, all spelled out, no spaces. Mark Cohen at cohenfinancialgroup.com. Phone number, happy to answer all questions, 310-777-5401. And believe it or not, I pick up every call. And if I do, I call back. That's another key to success, is being available to clients. And that's really a good thing to do.
Absolutely. So pick up your phone, folks. Make sure you leave us a 5-star rating and review, and all of those details will be in the show notes. Certainly, this episode worth a 5-star review. Mark, thank you for being here.
Thank you very much.